Welcome to ARTDM 130, Intro to Digital Audio. I'm Matt McLean, your instructor for the class. And I've been teaching this class at DVC for the past 9 years. I also teach at some other Bay Area community colleges doing music theory, classical guitar, piano, audio production. My degree is in music composition. I have a master's degree in music composition. But I've been doing digital audio production for the past 20 years, playing guitar, recording bands, doing mixes for corporate projects. So this class is going to be mostly online. We're going to be using our Canvas shell for the class through the DVC website. And then we have 5 synchronous Zoom meetings that are required on several Saturdays that are interspersed through the session. Those are listed in the syllabus. Those are from 10 a.m. to 11:50 a.m. So I'll see you there on the first one, this first Saturday of class at 10 a.m. sharp. And otherwise, I don't use a required textbook for the class. The required elements are going to be, definitely you're going to need a computer. You're going to need either a Windows or Mac-based system or even Linux to run the audio programs that we're using for this class. So we're going to be using Reaper and Audacity. We get started with Audacity. It's a free cross-platform program that does all sorts of cool Swiss Army knife digital audio editing, and I use it all the time just because it's so simple. And then halfway through the session, we're going to get into Reaper. And Reaper is a more robust digital audio workstation. It can float video, it can run more effects, and you can automate your mixes and do all sorts of cool stuff. It's a lot like Pro Tools or Logic. And we're going to be using the 60-day free trial window of the full version. So don't get it yet at the beginning of the session. We get into it in class 8. Otherwise, again, you don't need a textbook. Obviously, you're going to need something to hear on. So headphones are going to be required. Your mixes are only going to be as good as your headphones are. Although you can even use little iPod headphones. They've actually gotten pretty good. So these are going to be cool. You're going to need a mic at some point. I'm actually recording with a Fifine K053 little lapel mic. Here's that. And you can see it right here on my lapel. But you can actually use the mic on your headphones if it has one. And you can clean it up pretty well using even Audacity and get rid of the background hiss and make it sound cool and big. Or you can use a gaming headset. I know a lot of gaming headsets have like a little mic on those too. So you don't need to go buy an expensive mic for this class. Eventually, when we open up the lab again, DVC has access to some portable microphones. So otherwise, that's enough of me. Let's take a look at the class. We're going to go into Canvas here. So you go to the DVC website and log into Canvas here. That will take you to your dashboard. So you just log in with your username and password that you used to register for the class, unless you changed it. Here is ARTDM 130. And the way I have it laid out here is pretty stripped down. I have an intro message up at the top that has some key dates. You definitely need to get into the class and complete the work in the first 2 weeks or classes. In the full semester session, a class equals a week. If you do it over intersession or the summer, it's definitely more compressed. There is my email here, mmclean@dvc.edu, although I actually prefer if you just message me here through Canvas, although I do check both at least twice a day. So the big thing here is the class schedule, and I always have the class schedule on the main page. It has links to the deadlines, the syllabus, all of the modules. The modules are where the readings and links to videos are. And then links to any assignments that are due within a given class. So right out of the gate, we're going to do a discussion forum. It's just an introduction. You're going to post a little bio about yourself and then pose a question about digital audio or something you're interested in that relates to audio, and then reply to one other student. Otherwise, this class is going to be pretty much a project-based class. The majority of it is creative projects, and everything works towards a final project. And the final project is going to be doing all of the audio post-production for a scene from a movie. So it's going to be a short scene, about 2.5 minutes long. But you do all of the voiceover, which is, some people call it the ADR, and you're going to do the Foley and sound effects. The Foley is all the, like the footsteps and stuff that get overlaid. And then also you're going to be putting in music. And I have some cool sources for royalty-free music that you can put in for soundtracks you can use in projects and other classes as well. So the other things I need to point out here is the left sidebar. So there's a link to a page with the syllabus. There's a link to the modules. The modules have all of the content. Click on that again. So all the readings, links to videos, and then I actually have links to the assignments and discussion forums and stuff in here too. So there's a module 0. This is just the introduction, and it has some things about student services. And there's a little Q&A forum. It's just an open forum where you can pose any questions or issues, and I'll get into your answers by the end of the first week here, or the first class. And then Module 1 is also listed in Class 1. So in the first week, it's just some audio basics. Before we get into digital audio, we need to talk about audio itself. Like, how do your ears hear sound, and how does your brain process it? How is sound perceived? And then a little bit about the history of sound too. It's good to have some background. We actually go back to the very first recorded audio sample ever on planet Earth as a starting point. And then the next module, Module 2, is in week 2 or class 2. We get into actual digital audio stuff, things like sample rate and bit depth. And then Module 3 here, we get into digital audio file formats. What's an Ogg Vorbis? What is an AAC? What's the difference between an MP3 and an MP4? All that cool stuff. And there's a quiz at the end of that section, as well as a discussion forum. And then after that, let's go back to the homepage here, just because I don't have the other modules unlocked at this point. We get into creative projects. So the first one is you're going to be editing and cleaning up some voiceover that I have recorded and done a really bad job at recording on purpose. So you get to clean it up in Audacity and use the cool noise removal tools. And then moving forward, you're also going to get into a 30-second radio ad that you record your own voiceover. So by maybe the 4th or 5th class, you're going to need access to a microphone to record your voice. I don't want people recording on their laptops. It sounds terrible. And then we're going to do some cool creative sound design, and eventually you're going to get into Reaper, and you're going to do like an audio story. You're going to do a slideshow with audio, and then some more sophisticated sound design stuff like monster sounds and mechanical noises, the kind of things that you hear in major motion pictures, action movies and stuff like that. And then we get into the final project using Reaper. So I know some people ask about using other types of programs that can do, I know a lot of the video editing programs use some audio functionality, but we're going to use Reaper for the final project. Okay, so that's the way it is. The modules, the assignments, you can go to the assignment link over here and link into all the assignments. I don't unlock them all right out of the gate. The discussion forums are here. The links to the quizzes are here. I open all the quizzes so you can take them twice, and I keep the high score. And then there's a link to the grades, the people, and then some student services. Otherwise, that's it. I'll see you in the first required synchronous Zoom meeting on the first Saturday from 10 a.m. to 11:50 a.m. If you have any issues, message me in the inbox. I'll have Canvas up and running during that synchronous Zoom session. So if you have login problems, I can help you with that. And I'll post a link with a password before the session. And we'll see you soon.